Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, we got a lot of stuff to do today, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll see you there. Hey, how we doing? Now, this is, of course, as mentioned, the Julian Bream week, but I think we're going to step away from that just for today, because I got an interesting comment question that I want to address. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. First, what are we working on today? This time we're actually doing Recuerdos and the Morel Sonatina. I'm going to work on the Bach later. I'll probably practice again tomorrow. This will probably be the only session that I do. I'm in the middle of a teaching day, by the way, and I have like, I don't know, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to teach again. Oh, by the way, you want me to teach you? I'll teach you. All you gotta do is email me and have a good attitude. How about that? Not a bad deal. So here's today's comment question that I want to get into. This one's from J. Russell, 26. How's it going? Hope you're doing well today. You said, I've heard relax between the notes. Wonder who you heard that from. Maybe from me? I'm sure other people say that too. How do you do that for something like the Presto, which is out of the gate non-stop? Well, that's an excellent question, and I think the answer might be less obvious than you'd expect. Well, let's go ahead and make our way to the piano bench, and I'm going to grab my guitar and show you what I'm thinking about. So, let's do it. Yep, here we are again, back in the old piano bench. So, the whole resting between notes idea, that's something that I've talked about a lot, and I think the simplest way to kind of show it is with, like, a Giuliani arpeggio. For example, that one, I should probably tune. So when I say, like, relax between notes, what I really mean is relax between, like, changing positions and changing chords. Because, of course, like, between each individual note, you can't really relax a whole lot. So things get really tricky when you aren't changing chords and changing positions. I'm essentially trying to find this like equilibrium of like tension, release in my hand, so that ideally I could just continuously play. It's like finding this like balance where I'm not fatiguing my hand too much, but I'm still like playing the notes. And you can practice this with the Giuliani arpeggio, and this is like what I wanted to get to. And this is kind of a thing, I never recommend working on the Giuliani arpeggios just like one chord at a time. Because when you're first learning it, like, the chord change is hard, right? But I don't recommend doing this, where you're just holding down the C major chord. It doesn't matter how perfect your left-hand technique is, you are going to get tired and fatigued there. But you can find a balance with it, where you can hold it down, and then when I change notes here, there's a moment where nothing is even on the guitar, and then I put down the B, and now I'm only holding down one note, and I'm putting the other ones down as I need them, and introducing more and more tension as I build the chord up. So here I'm like holding tension, and then it releases, and then I gradually add it back, and then it releases again. So what you really want to do when you're changing those chords is find relaxation and try to recover from like the stress that you just exerted and holding down the last chord. With stuff like the Presto, it isn't that hard to do because there's so many chord changes, like I said. Now, for certain parts of like the fugue that I'm working on, like this here, that's really hard because you have to wait so long between each chord change. Especially that chord, that's a hard chord. And you kind of just have to hold it down, and there's not really much you can do about it. That's when things get a little trickier. So for those, you just have to be just really light and dainty with your fingers and just put down exactly as much pressure as you need. Really slide to the metal. But yeah, like you still want to do that with stuff like the Presto. But it actually, I think it's a little deceiving on like how draining it is. Because as I said, the more you're moving, the kind of the easier it is on your hand. That's why scales are so easy to play, you know? Because you're only pressing down one note at a time. And basically between each note, you're kind of shifting the weight. So like all of your like hand ligaments and muscles and stuff are being kind of evenly used. But if you're holding down a chord, it's like this static strain versus this more like dynamic shifting of weight. that's kind of all I have to say about that now. I wish I could ask if you had any questions, but it's alright. Yeah, if I think of more stuff to add on to that, I will. I think now would be a good time for me to just go ahead and start practicing. No Julian Bream today. Tomorrow's video will be more about Julian Bream, because we have that video that we're going to go through. But, you know, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, answer your question, and I can, of course, go into greater detail later. If anybody else has any, like, more specific questions, you know, just leave it, and I'll make a video about it, because I have to make a video about something. Alright, well, we can wrap this part up here. I'm gonna get to practicing. I'm gonna push you back. Alright. I'm gonna start with Recuerdos, and I'm probably gonna hammer that down for like way too long, because it's just mindless practice. I will see you on the other side. Hey, you know what? I got stuff to do today. I haven't worked on the Morel Sonatina in a minute, but I'm about to play the first movement for you, and we're just gonna kind of see what it feels like having not really worked on it much. So, come on over here. This is my first time playing it in like 4 days, probably. I'm just gonna try to feel myself, and yeah, check this out. the first movement. Is that better than any other time I've played it? It's hard to say. Maybe slightly, but there are definitely some issues with it still. I don't know, either the trajectory with that is just like refining it further, or maybe I just need to do like a complete overhaul and just like look at every single measure, make sure everything is like optimal. That piece is also really hard. There's so much like right hand technical stuff that like it's so easy to just get tripped up. We'll see how all that came out. Alright, this is gonna be kind of a short one probably. Like I didn't talk for too long. That's okay. There'll be another video tomorrow, and there was one yesterday, so you know, you always get another one. I need to teach soon, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'll see you in the outro. Hey, well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe. And what? Leave a like. And hey, need some shirts? You tired of walking around with your bare chest out? I mean, probably not. But if you happen to want a shirt, head on down over to Root and Stilat, pick yourself up some shirts, some honest shirts. Hey, want some guitar lessons? Ethically sourced guitar lessons. Come and get them while they're hot. Yeah. You know, send me an email. You want some of that? That's a thing. You can just buy that. My time is for sale. I will sell it to you for not that much. $1 a minute. That's the price. What else we got? Of course, comment questions like the one I answered today. Feel free to leave any comment questions that you have, and I'll answer it in the chair at some point. All right, time for me to get back to work. I'll see you tonight.